why do sheep never use Salesforce A?
Why do
Because people think they make bad admins.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Yes, sorry, that was just a sheer bad joke.
Did you write that joke too?
Can't pull the wool over your eyes, Mark.
One of these days, Brian. One of these days!
Oops.
What? Oops, what? What did you do?
That broke something. Hold on, let me put some glue on it. We just need to wait for it to get tacky.
What do you mean wait? We're doing a podcast. Why do you have to wait to do a podcast?
I'm waiting for it to get tacky.
Brian, this is our podcast. It's always tacky.
It's time for...
This is where we'll answer a question for the listeners, from the listeners. It can be about Salesforce.
Or not.
It can pretty much be anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're desperate at this point.
Yeah.
So, we asked the Twitter sphere. And Nate Lipke asked us, what do you get when you cross a mountain climber with a grape?
Well, I that's on me. I did say you can ask us anything. However, one important point, the question doesn't make any sense.
Yes, sounds like a really bad math joke or pun to me.
Well, okay, wait. Okay, hang on. Now I want to know. What do you get when you cross a mountain climber with a grape?
Well, I think it depends.
Hang on,
because
I have to Google this.
I'm not sure
right now.
I'm not sure what the grape is. It's either scalar or vector, and that would mean you either get nothing or you get something else, and I don't remember what happens when you multiply. It's a bad math joke.
What are you talking about? Is it what?
Usually something like, what do you cross when you cross a mountain climber with an elephant, or a mountain climber with a mosquito? I've never heard of it with a grape, so I'm not quite sure if the grape is supposed to represent a scalar or a vector thing. It's a bad math joke, Mark. Stop looking at the Googles and
it is,
and just move on.
No, I'm looking it up now. What? How? How is a grape a math joke?
It has to do with cross. Look, it's not. Read it
crossing
on
the
your
stream?
own time.
Yeah, it sounds like crossing the stream.
Read it on your own time.
Oh my God!
We're in the middle of an episode here.
Nate, you win. You stumped us, man. It's not right.
No,
it's not fair.
I didn't say he stumped us. I just said it was a bad math or pun joke, and
okay,
that's exactly what it is.
You stumped me. That's it. You've made a grown man cry. I hope you're happy.
I wouldn't say grown man, but...
Close enough, shut up.
Anyways, we got a message from a listener, Mark. And
what? What? Really?
Yeah, we did. And the listener says that the WizardCast is good for what ails them.
I guess that's nice. What's ailing them?
Insomnia.
Okay, that's not funny. I was starting to feel better, and now I feel bad again.
Okay, in all seriousness, lots of people are just getting over what we call the Dreamforce Grunge or Dreamforce Pox.
Oh, okay. Okay, you mean the illness, the sickness. For a second there, I thought you were talking about a group of people that went around Dreamforce wearing, plaid flannel and ripped jeans.
Yeah, it could have been like a really bad band. That's a good point. But no. This is the cold that often accompanies returning Dreamforce attendees.
Other illness doesn't have to be a cold.
That's true. But it usually is a cold for most people.
Usually a code.
A code. And it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. I mean, this year they had, 175,000 registered attendees, all shoved into a few square blocks in downtown San Francisco, and they're traveling by enclosed aluminum buckets flying through the airs and going down the streets.
You are really making me feel a lot better about travel just now.
Well, especially since you're sitting at home in your living room.
I'm just saying. I got a trip to San Francisco coming up in a couple weeks, Brian. You're messing with me.
Well, the good news is you'll be going without an additional 175,000 other people.
That's true.
So, the whole thing about contagion, it's not enough.
No, but the bucket thing.
Yeah, you have to be...
bucket thing.
Well, what do you think it is? It's a flying bucket with wings and jet engines.
I consider it to be an advanced piece of modern technology that is capable of ferrying the modern age. But, if you insist on labeling it as a...
Yet, if you open the door, it will fill with water like a bucket.
Wow! Okay, you know what? Next year's Dreamforce numbers just plummeted because you've made everybody afraid of flying. Oh, wait, no, they didn't, because nobody listens to our show.
No,
never mind.
No. They could take the train to Dreamforce. Just like they did
Why
in
not?
the No to Floem song, correct?
We got a dream boat. Maybe it's time for a dream train?
Well, we had a dream train. We had a dream train, you remember?
What do you mean? Do we have a dream train?
I did a parody on the Kenny Rogers song, The Gambler.
Oh, well, yes.
All right. Well, it's a cool autumn's eve on a train bound for Dreamforce.
Okay, well, let's come back to that subject.
Fine. We got completely off the subject of people getting sick anyways.
I don't know why that happened. So did you...
Mark says as he scratches his nose and then proceeds to touch everything. I'm perpetually sick in some way or form.
Well, I suppose that's true.
I'm like
the grunge, the fox.
No, because I'm like Montgomery Burns. I have so many different illnesses in me. They kind of cancel each other out. Dreampola.
I'm not sure if I got it. Is it too soon?
What would be the symptoms of a Dreampola, Mark?
You know what? They're too graphic to describe here on this podcast.
The medication may have side effects, which include dripping inspiration,
anal leakage.
No, gosh, how do you go from dripping inspiration, which is
you said dripping?
Yeah, and inspiration. You went straight from anal leakage. At least. Dripping inspiration sounds positive.
I'm just saying,
disgusting.
I'm just saying, don't swim in the hotel swimming pool. That's all I'm saying.
Well, good thing most swimming pools don't exist in San Francisco hotels.
That really? Is that really?
I've never stayed in a hotel in San Francisco ever with a swimming pool.
I just never noticed. I don't usually go to the swimming pool because, well, the public swimming pool. But,
Okay.
All right. So, I learned something new. The more you know.
Yeah. So for all those people who are still getting over the Dreamforce grunge, we wish you well.
And what can they do next year to prevent such things from happening again?
Well, they could, A, not go to Dreamforce.
Well, that's not really an option, Brian. I mean, it's not a desirable option.
B, they could wear a mask and protect themselves. They do it in Tokyo all the time.
Well, that's in Tokyo. Yes.
C, they could use, make sure they're washing their hands before and after they go to the bathroom, before and after they eat.
That's a big one.
And,
yes.
And not just washing your hands, but use the antiseptic wash of some sort.
Right. Or carry hand sanitizer or antiseptic wipes as well.
Fire is also a really good way to kill germs. So if you're really desperate and you don't have a place to get, wash your hands or to use something like Perel, you could always just give yourself horrible, horrible burns.
I think that's going a bit over the top, Brian. Considering they got to be there.
You asked me for options. You didn't specify that they should be good options.
I think that's implied. Now it's time for our Salesforce video of the undetermined amount of time until the next one.
So we're going to share 2 videos this time, which is kind of cheating because, we're, making things up for missing
it's 2 videos.
Episodes.
Why would they be upset? It's extra video.
No one ever noticed the episode where we didn't do a video.
Well, at least they didn't say anything.
That's true.
Wait, thanks for pointing it out, Brian. Thanks. Just as a warning, this is shameless self-promotion because we're also not only shameless, but lazy. And therefore, we're going to talk about...
Know When to Flow 'em, which was a session at Dreamforce 2014 as well as 2013. where Mark Ross, Bill Tackus, and myself talked about when you should use the various automation tools. 2013, unfortunately, the video never got released, but for 2014, we updated with a little bit of information about Process Builder, and it was released.
Woohoo! And then, of course, we have our second video, which is also shameless self-promotion. It's another one of our sessions.
So our second video is the Accelerate and Automate with Process Builder. It's a great customer story about automating data entry and a lot of the difficult things that go in. It's worth watching. Mark and I come in the end, and we do something a little bit different, don't we, Mark?
Well, just a little bit. Not necessarily a current use case, but a bleeding edge possible use case. We actually came up with a way to do voice commands on your phone that would make things happen in Salesforce. It's kind of crazy, but it works. It's fully functional, and we have a demo of it running in that video.
Yeah. And for those of you who are not going to watch the video, it's a pretty slick setup where we use a combination of Google's voice recognition, Evernote, and a system called Workato to grab the Evernote information and save that as a record in Salesforce, where we then use standard formula fields and Process Builder to parse out the information and do a whole bunch of actions.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit complicated, but once you get to the end, it's pretty impressive, if I do say so myself.
And maybe, this little pin would be a nice way to get Workato to go. Maybe they should sponsor WizardCast.
Maybe Workato hype.
We also met a lot of fans of the show, both during our 2 sessions of live podcasting, and we had some folks who came up to us after sessions we spoke to, or the hands-on training we did, and said how much they enjoyed WizardCast, which we really appreciated because I thought it was just my mother listening.
Yes, and that was the only thing we heard from people. We totally didn't have anybody come up to us and blame us for all sorts of cultural ills and horrible things, their children getting sick and things like that. That didn't happen.
No.
A lot.
And Alicia didn't say anything about us causing a car accident because we made her fall asleep while she was driving home or anything like that.
Never happened. No lives have been lost due to us at all.
That we know of.
Or acknowledged publicly.
So, Mark, what did we learn?
I learned that grapes are calculus. I didn't know that before.
I always feel very wrathful about that. I learned that I actually got really lucky that I didn't come down with the Dreamforce pox this year. And next year I'm going to make sure that I'm definitely washing my hands fairly frequently.
I was going to just say that everybody should just fist bump.
WizardCast is produced by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, directed by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, technical administration by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, script writing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, audio editing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, website maintenance by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, sandwich consuming by Brian Kwong and never Mark Ross, because he's going to be forever hungry. And our intern this episode was the Dreamforce Grunge.
Well, send us your interview suggestions, jokes, videos, and tips and feedback to wizardcast@thewizardnews.com or head over to wizardnews.com and click Contact WizardCast.
Don't forget to subscribe to the WizardCast and receive our next episode automatically. Also, don't forget to wash your hands. Once again, I'm Brian.
And I'm sick.
Thanks for listening. What did we do, Mark?
What did we do, Brian?
We did voice commands from your phone.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry. I got way off base there for a second, mentally. Lead me back in again.
No, I think you keep that as it is, Mark, because that shows just exactly where you are.
No. I'm editing that out. Because I'm not that lazy.
Fine.
It'll be outtakes.